All right, everybody, it's Eerie Sky watching. I saw this article. I know the whole ban of weather modification in Tennessee has been around for a while, but I never read the article for myself. And just look at how they make weather modification seem like a laughable thing, yet they're admitting to it. Tennessee lawmakers vote to ban geoengineering with allusions to the conspiracy theory. So they like to do this little thing where they're saying, oh, we're banning it. If you're banning it, then you're admitting to weather modification being a real thing because they keep wanting to deny that it exists. They keep telling people, oh, weather modification does exist. But yet you can go online and look up that cloud seeding companies exist. So that's contradicting themselves yet again. So, a bill would prohibit technologies that can modify the atmosphere, but lawmakers comment about a total line between fact and fiction. What? Between fact and fiction? I can look up in the sky right now and see how the sky is gray like a blanket and there is no cloud structure. Back in the day, when the sky was covered, it wouldn't just sit there all day and not be any rain. Like now, we have the sky covered, and it'll like rain some, then it'll stop and still be gray. The clouds don't blow away because they're not real clouds. They're artificially made. And when storms would come in, there would be dark clouds in the distance, and it would rain, and or there'd be lightning, and then they would blow away, and then you go back to clear skies and sunny again. So for this to be a fiction, excuse me. And then they have to say a jetliner flying over in Las Vegas. We know what they're really spraying. If they don't dissipate, then they're spraying the skies. You've got to watch them. Some will still dissipate, yes. But 3/4 of the time, they expand in the sky. And here's what I want to make clear. It'll be on the same day, so don't be saying stuff about atmospheric conditions, because that's what people say all the time. Well, it depends on atmospheric conditions makes them dissipate. So how would it then that on the same day, at the same time, two planes could be in the sky? One, it dissipates right away. The other, it not only lingers in the sky, it expands. No, they are controlling the weather, and they still have some that don't leave it in the sky, so to make us look loony. And meanwhile, they're the loony ones saying, "Oh, Tennessee's banning weather modification," but weather modification is kind of toes the line between fact and fiction. Like I said, they always contradict themselves. How could you ban something that doesn't exist? That's how you know it exists, if they're banning it. Because that would be like, I'm trying to think of an example here. There was some, I don't know, but that'd be like banning imaginary friends that kids have. Well, then again, who knows? Are imaginary friends really spirits? So I guess it's not a good example, but I guess you know what I'm talking about. Ban something that doesn't exist doesn't make sense. And they've had this technology for a while, but they want you to think, oh no, you're crazy for thinking that. Oh no, that's crazy. They passed the bill on Monday to prevent geoengineering, the practice of intentionally modifying the atmosphere. They have to put in to combat global warming. Oh. Well, how about you leave the sky alone? Because A, there ain't no global warming. It's cold as heck here. It was 45 degrees this morning. Is that normal? And meanwhile, I was watching this YouTube video where some guy was just discussing, showing how the cold is going to be moving throughout the US. And I was shocked when I read all the comments. Most of the people said, good. Excuse me again. People are saying, good, I like this weather. It's too hot. I don't want the summer. Now I know why people don't see weather modification with their own eyes. They like this weather so much that they think it's normal now. Over these past few years, they have terraformed our sky, the heaviest they have ever, to the point where people actually like this weather and accept it as normal. Like here, I know people that actually like this cold weather. Meanwhile, it's awful and it's making us sick. So for people to still deny weather modification, this has never, ever happened in the past. And I don't need some kind of book that says, well, 1930, supposedly, it was, 40 degrees or 30 degrees in snow in May. I'm sorry, but I don't believe a word they say about that. And who do we know? Why don't we ask somebody then? Why don't we ask somebody that lived back then? That probably would say, well, I don't know. That was a long time ago. I've been through a lot of winters. A lot of winters and summers and falls. I don't remember. So we just have this supposed book of what weather stuff that we're supposed to believe, whatever they have that supposedly keeps a record of all the crazy weather events and what's the average high, average low, all that stuff. We're supposed to believe that because I don't. And I'm getting really tired of this weather modification. Really tired of it. It's so cold that we're trying to grow stuff. The plants are getting a little wilty because we are having 45-degree mornings. 45 degrees. We are nearly in June, folks. Instead of sitting there and denying it and saying that people that talk about weather modification are crazy, how about we do something about this? Because we're not going to have a summer if we keep letting this go on. If we keep letting this go on and on and on and on for years and years and years, we're going to have a massive die-off because we're going to start getting sick. The plants are suffering. People are suffering. The bees can't even be out. It's so cold. You don't understand. When it's rainy, the bees can't be out. When it's cold, if it's below 50 degrees, the bees can't be out. And the wind chill and wind is insane. It's blowing like crazy, and the chill from the wind is freezing. Freezing. We still need sweatshirts and light coats because it's so cold. So when are you going to wake up? This is our third day in a row of 6 of constant rain and cloudy weather modified skies here in Erie, Pennsylvania. Like I said, I'll do another video. It's covered right now. I mean, I don't know how much more, for those of you that deny, how much more evidence has to be right in front of your face to see it. Like, you guys, does nobody remember what the summers used to be like? Because I sure do. I remember there used to be actually white puffy clouds, not gray skies with no cloud structure. It looks like somebody just took the ceiling of a house and painted it gray because I don't see the puffy clouds in there. I just see literally just flat gray. It's ridiculous. Over the past few years, they've been making it worse and worse and worse. And it's changed so much. Like I say, even my mother tells me how much different it used to be back then. You would have long summers. And she's not the only one. I've talked to many others, family and friends, that also remember a longer summer. Starting in March, all the way in October, you'd have nice weather. Now we get, well, pretty much no summer. Because in July, we'll have 40-degree nights. 40-degree nights. Nearly freezing. And I know that because we camped out during 4th of July. And we needed extra covers because it was so cold. We've also done gardens in the past, and these past few years have been the worst because of those cold nights. If you don't know, tomatoes need warm nights to get red and ripe. Well, the tomatoes have been taking extremely long before they even get ripe, and they're just not the same as they used to be because they need warm, sunny days and also warm nights. Otherwise, they won't get that same ripeness. And it's the same thing with grapefruit and blood orange. Also need that as well to get ripe. So if they don't have those warm nights, they're not getting it. And just looking at some of the comments in that video, I know I'm jumping around. Some people are even like down in like Florida or southern states. They're cold too. And people are saying, oh, I love it. I love it. I'm actually concerned. Because sure, working in the heat can be really like, you get really thirsty, you sweat like crazy, you're tired. But we need that warmth. We're not, the only reason we're so affected by the heat is because with the way they've been weather modifying, we're not used to it anymore. We're actually overwhelmed by the heat. Me, I would rather have the heat and sun right now. Even if it was like 90 degrees, I would rather have the heat and sun instead of weather modified skies. Because this is ridiculous. But thanks for watching. Please realize that they're going to make you think that weather modification is just a joke, like, oh, it's just fiction. We're going to ban it, but it doesn't exist when we know it really does. Because how could you ban something that doesn't exist? You understand? Well, anyway, thanks for watching and God bless. Bye. Oh.